Alright everyone, we are here with Firefly on Dreamscape Edge. She's finally here. I've already built her. I basically spent the literally whole day yesterday testing her out, stress testing her to see what she's capable of and answering the question for you guys, was she actually worth it after pulling for her? And so to basically answer that question for you, let's just have a quick look into this clip right here.
The mood is set. Let the show begin! Set the scene, go play! This is a fight to live!
Rise to the challenge. Bear witness.
Existence is unity.
I will play set the scene, go play!
Rise to the challenge.
Firefly type fight to live!
There's more to life. Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
Until everything burns to ashes! Set the scene, go play!
Rise to the challenge. Behold, this symbol of pure. You are fighting a gentleman.
This is more than a fight to live! Set the scene, go play!
Rise to the challenge. Rise to the challenge.
Firefly fight to live! Set the scene, go play!
Rise to the challenge. For chivalry.
So did you guys see that? Firefly just literally shredded MOC floor 12 on her own half. I wouldn't even say her own half, because that half didn't actually have her own weakness apart from Argenti, which is like literally fire weakness. So the first phase of that half, none of the enemies has fire weakness, and she deal with everything on her own. I have never, guys, have any character or any team that is capable of doing this on the final floor of MOC. Not to mention, guys, this team is basically free to play, so overall, this is definitely a yes on a Firefly most pool. Definitely recommend you guys to get her, and I will explain to you why right here. So basically, as you may have known, Firefly is a character that technically focuses on a super break mechanic, right? And super break mechanic comes from Harmony Trailblazer, because she's absolutely an insane character, and the ultimate of Harmony Trailblazer allow you guys to do super break damage. And so having Firefly as a character that focuses on super break and break effect build, she definitely benefit a lot from that. I mean, Harmony Trailblazer is just absolutely an amazing character, especially when you use her in this specific right team. I feel like this is literally the first time the Trailblazer or the main character feels like a literal 5-star character. And then next character in her team would definitely be Runmei, guys. Like, guys, if you don't have Runmei, pull for her, because Firefly team benefit from Runmei a lot. I don't think there are any other support, you know, character that would be as fitting as Runmei in this situation, because she's just absolutely amazing at everything she do, right? She helps your team to have more weakness break efficiency, therefore breaking your enemy shield a lot faster for you to do a lot more super break damage. Plus, she extends that break duration to one more turn, so that your team can actually deal more super break damage that way. But not only that, she gives you more break effects, increase your whole team damage, and also have resistance to penetration given to all your teams. And then lastly is Gallagher. I believe you already know that too, but he is a very, very fitting character, guys. Like, honestly, very, very fitting, because not only he's able to heal your whole team, but he is also a fire character that during his burst also dealt fire damage and fire weakness break to all enemies. So considering Firefly is a character that can apply fire weakness regardless of whether or not your enemies have fire weakness or not, Gallagher is quite technically the best healer support out there for Firefly. And what's make Firefly so fitting, so powerful and worth it is the fact that you can potentially get all of these here, her best team, for free, even if you play as a free-to-play character, right? So here's basically my Firefly build. She's on 158 speed, with this amount of break effect, around 148 break effect. Obviously, I can do much better on that. Her light cone is the 4 of Eon, which is a simulated 5-star light cone destruction that you can literally get to S5. Her traces, right, you can max it out. New sets, obviously you might not be able to complete it today, but as long as you farm for it, you will be able to get it. Eidolons, E0, you don't need any of her Eidolon for her to do well. This is me on an E0 Firefly, complete free to play, and she's shredding enemies like it's nothing, right? Obviously, if you can have her Eidolons, right, her E2 absolutely is insane. It increases her damage by a lot. Now E1 seems good, but on practice, guys, actually what I find is that it's not too big of a deal, because what's most important here is just going to be her skill ignoring 15% of target's defense. Because on practice, you know, the fact that her skill does not consume skill point is not too important, because your team mostly always going to be skill point positive. Because while you've got Gallagher basically always doing basic attack, you've got Ranmei basically doing basic attack always. After she set her skill and her burst, she's always going to be using her basic attack. Trailblazer is going to be using her skill many of the time, but sometimes you use her basic attack too, so you don't need her E1. Right, for Firefly Lycone, it's good, but her top option is technically only 16% better than, you know, an S5 for an Eon. So if you have her Lycone, that's great. If you don't, use this. It's free to play. You have it in game, and you can save your Primo Gems for other character in the future. This girl, our Trailblazer, is free, right? Her light cone, you can actually have a lot of options for you to use it. Obviously, Memory of the Past is going to be the best because it gives you a lot of break effect on the character. But if you don't, then you can use some other options that you have access to on your account right now, and it's totally fine. Right, traces, maximum, Relics Watchmaker set, as well as the Talia set. I'm pretty sure you guys have been farming for it. Right, Eidolons, get what you get. I'm pretty sure you can get at least to E2 once you've already completed Pentaconi's story quest. Gallagher, you're getting him whenever you pull for Firefly and even Ranmei on the banner. You don't actually need to invest a lot into him as long as you have him on your team. He's totally fine. Lyco, I won't be discussing too much into it because, yeah, most of the character on my account, I use 4-star Lycons. Traces, very simple, just basically increase him. Relic is going to be a double set of either a break effect 2-piece and then a speed increase 2-piece. Now, Eidolons, as long as you pull on Firefly and Ranmei banner, you should be able to have a couple of his Eidolon, but Gallagher Eidolon is not too important. The only most important one I would say is basically his E6, because it does give him, you know, an easier time breaking enemy shield as well as more break effect. But it's not a requirement. Gallagher is very easy. If you have him at E0, slot him onto Firefly team and he's good. That's it. Right, now Ranmei is a little bit special case on my team, but if you pull for Ranmei, it's good already. Now the difference here is because I said my Ranmei is E1. The reason why I have Ranmei as E1 is because I know for a fact that Ranmei is going to be a very good support character in any cases. Therefore, I invested into Ranmei ever since she was on her first banner. So I didn't pull for Ranmei this time around. I struggled to pull for Firefly this time, but luckily I've already got Ranmei on her very first run. This is basically all save up gems that I've got in the account. So really, guys, if you save up your gems or your jades, you can get everything that we have here on, you know, on Firefly team. It is a very, very powerful team. Ranmei is also on just basically a 4-star light cone, but it's also pretty decent too. If you have Memory of the Past, this is a very, very powerful light cone. Ranmei is very easy to build, right? Just the break effect set, and she's really much good to go. So honestly, Firefly is having an absolutely amazing team aside with her to make her potential a much better character. Now, of course, there are some downsides that I want to discuss toward Firefly. However, there's not too much, but it is quite important that you are aware of this. Is that, guys, I don't want to overrate Firefly because honestly speaking, her personal damage is not the best, right? If she is on her own without Harmony character especially and Ranmei, you know, her damage potential is going to be a lot less than she is having on the showcase I've just showed before. So technically speaking, Firefly can only work in this team right now. It's very rigid. You cannot almost change any of these characters on her team right now for her maximum potential. Of course, some other character can work, but it's not going to be as well is this, right? Harmony Trailblazer has to be on Firefly team. You cannot have any other character alongside with Firefly. Now, Runmei, some other character, you know, can be, I would say Silverwolf, right? Or an E6 Pela. These characters can work, but it's never going to be anywhere as good as Runmei, because while Runmei just literally do everything that you need for Firefly, right? That's just an insane character. By the way, Runmei, guys, she's right next to Firefly, right? I know that it can be tough after you've already pulled for Firefly, but guys, you only need 2 of these characters at E0 and they are perfect to go. Gallagher's on there, right? You literally have the whole Firefly team on this specific banner. It's just way too good for you guys to miss out. If you do have the chance to do so, try and pull your best on this banner to get both the character that you need. That's one thing. And the second thing is that right now, Firefly best ability is going to be in MOC, as well as our new endgame, which is going to be the Apocalyptic Shadow. Basically, whenever there is boss deleting gameplay mechanic, Firefly is going to be there. She's not the best character to be using in pure fiction, because this specific of her is not built for pure fiction. It's going to be very hard for you to actually clear pure fiction with this specific team. I'm already struggle a bit on, you know, the 3rd floor of pure fiction, right? I wasn't able to completely clear it with pure fiction on the 3rd floor. So, and on the final floor, I changed up a bit without having Runmei and put Himiko in, right? That team do basically, I'd say about 20 to 30% better. However, we're still not able to manage to clear the final floor. So therefore, while of course pure fiction is a very unique gameplay that very favors erudition character, so even when Firefly is a character that is destruction and can hit multiple enemies, basically 3 enemies at a time with a skill, is still not enough to help you clear pure fiction at this point in time. And I would say those are all the only 2 downsides that she has right now, is the rigid team and the pure fiction content. Other than that, guys, this character here is quite literally the best free-to-play character I've got to date, hands down, across any of the gacha game as well. For Genshin Impact, I'd say, now her personal damage is not going to be on Neuvillette level, I would say, but whenever she's on her perfect team, I am very scared whenever Firefly uses her enhanced skill, because this girl right here is very passionate at deleting your enemies. She screams, she is absolutely serious in taking your enemies out. I have to give a hands down to the voice actor of Firefly, because she did an absolutely amazing job at, you know, recording the voice line for Firefly during her attacking phase, because it's absolutely scary if you are on the other side. You do not want to upset Firefly. She's a very serious girl. She's so cute at the same time, right? Well, once again, there's no must-pull character on a gacha game, but this is definitely one of the most recommending character that I've got to date, especially from the fact that her best team is literally something you can get right now as a free-to-play. So I think that's everything I have to say about Firefly. I just love this character. I've loved Firefly ever since I've saw her in Penacony very first quest. It's absolutely amazing, heartwarming. So if you do have any comments, leave it down in the comment section. I would love to discuss with you guys there. Really appreciate you guys sticking with me to this part of the video, guys, and I will catch you on my next video.